That shot is not lined up right. Okay. Hold on. Thank God for good hair. I have to just fluff it up and look like I did something. Oh my gosh, I can't even finish eating. Yo, I hate this. This sucks. Come on. I'm trying to get everything to work right. Because I need to be on this interview now. Okay, I'll be gone. Okay, I forgot. This one's pre-recorded, so I'm freaking out for nothing. Okay, breathe. Where's my water? I gotta get my water. Hold on. Okay. I actually had some apple juice because I've been trying to eat breakfast all freaking day and it has not worked out very well. All right, you guys are getting the behind the scenes footage of this is why I'm losing weight, because I don't have time to eat. See? All right. Let me get this fixed up right before I go in here. Okay. I was trying to do something better than what I did earlier. Lord have mercy. Oh, struggle is real. Struggle is real. Struggle be real. Okay. Well, they got me backstage. I'm about to finish all my breakfast finally. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I can't even finish breakfast. Okay. I gotta see my shot on hers. The rest of y'all get what you get. Oh, gosh. All right, welcome to the Hurry Up and Wait life behind the scenes. It is a mad rush to get to things on time, and then you still end up sitting there waiting anyway. So, which works out for me in this case because I'm starving and I haven't had a chance to eat, and I've been trying to eat this whole time. And then, of course, right as soon as I think I got a quick little break that I can take, I had a chance to make food, didn't get a chance to eat it. And Progressive started calling, and I started dealing with all this stuff with the car, trying to still get that worked out. So yeah, the struggle has been real. Let me grab my book. Just in case they ask about that. Okay. But this interview is not live. It is pre-recorded. I'm in here right now. Am I tell you on here? Hopefully they don't have to send me a new link like me, because this says untitled live stream right now. It always happens with StreamYard. So let me check. Hold on, y'all. On TikTok, I gotta go to my text real quick. It says, well, I need another phone with my text. Remember I used to have 4 phones, y'all? And then, okay, well, I don't know what's happening, but I'm here. I'm where I'm supposed to be on time. As soon as she's ready, I will stop eating and put some chapstick on and act like I've been ready. Yay, I finished my food. I'm so proud of me. Everything happens for a reason. I'm glad she's running late. And then it comes up right as I finish eating. I got some on my face, y'all. Am I good?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Hey.
Sorry, it's been a busy morning.
I know. No, I understand. No, I was glad you were a little late because I've been trying to eat breakfast all day long, and I just finally got to finish it while I was sitting here waiting. So I was relieved. And
it worked out.
Yeah, I kept reminding myself it's a pre-interview, so I don't have to like rush to, because I don't like to make people late on their own shows. So I be really flying when I know. Like
it's fine.
live.
We're not live. It's being recorded. I did see the email. She said you wanted to do something to stream to your page or something. Can you explain what she was telling me?
Oh, she's just talking about live behind the scenes. So I've got like all my fans are watching behind the scenes right now. They get like the live crazy shots that happen leading up to the interview and all that stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, and then they have to go to your page to watch the actual show. Is that okay though with you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
I can stream it live, and then I'll still put it on our network. I mean, I can push it out after the edits get done, and then I'll tag you and everything in it, and then I will still put it on our networks. Is that okay?
No, that's fine. I just the live feed that they get is just like raw, the struggle is real footage. So your viewers will see put together. We're good.
So I'm just going to get a little information. She sent me a lot of information I was reading over the past week about you and what you do. And I want to make sure like you're getting the most out of the show and what you want to talk about and questions that you want me to ask.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty much an open book, so it's whatever, whatever you feel. I just like to go with the flow. So.
Okay, yeah, I'm an authentic type of person, so that's why I didn't send out any questions. I kind of like the conversation to just kind of flow.
Right, exactly. Same here.
I see that you have something new that's coming out. 9Lives, right?
9Lives is what I'm on tour right now with 9Lives. We've done 5 cities now, and we are on to the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th soon. Yeah. Okay, so I would definitely be asking you questions about that. And then I may even ask you, because she told me about some things that you have overcame. So our audience, I don't know if you've seen anything about me, but I am I'm an injustice survivor. I'm an advocate, social justice advocate. So a lot of the books that I write, the anthologies that I do, my audience normally we're overcoming something, and now we're in entrepreneurship. So I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a full-time entrepreneur. So last 5 years, but at 18, I was facing over 20 years incarceration for a crime I didn't commit. Lost my daughter. Took me almost 5 years to get my daughter back. And then they gave her back to me with a sexual transmitted disease at the age of 6. And so I use my books and my writings and my shows and things that I do. Normally it's purposeful, and I help people heal from the hands of injustice, because a lot of times, even if we get past it and able to come home, people forget that it's still something inside of us that is still hurting. And we're a lot of times forced to hold that in. So, but that's not helping us. Yeah, absolutely. So it's able for us to heal and be able to share our stories and to be able to help other people as they're going through situations. Because we have a lot of us that are facing some type of injustice, whether we're innocent or I come encounter with people that are just given too much time for the crime. Yes, they made a mistake, but because we're fighting for a guy right now. He was 19. He's been in there 27 years. They gave him 80 years for a nonviolent crime, first time offense. And so we just filed a clemency for him last year. It's under review. We've been waiting, but in the state of Virginia, it can take years for the review. So we keep rallying and talking. So that's kind of a little bit about me and what I do. And now I use my book. I have a movement called Injustice. And every year I do a book and I help people heal through the hands of injustice, get them writing our stories, get them talking on stages, getting on podcasts and different things, and really talking and helping each other. And then I have my book called Black Diamond. And in that book is people that overcame. And now they're leading, advocating, some are multimillionaires in different things. So I think it's important that we see that you can overcome it. So reading your story of homelessness and certain things that you have been through, I'm going to ask you to talk a little bit and share a little bit if you're comfortable. Absolutely. And give people some tips on how you were able to overcome, because even in your situation, some people didn't overcome that. Some people killed themselves. Absolutely. Now let me, so based off what you just told me, so, oh gosh, it's so amazing. First of all, let me shout out my personal assistant, Nisa. That's who connected you with me and sets up all my interviews. And she knows what she's doing. She knows the right people to connect me to. So just hearing you talk, we are right here. We definitely going to have to talk even beyond this interview, because this is what I do. Everything that I have been through in my life, from human trafficking, homelessness, domestic violence, divorce, suicide, depression, you name it. I've experienced these things, and I use my book, like you said, this is my book here. I Am a Poetic Ensemble. My book, my shows, everything that I do now is to help people to overcome those things and to heal. It's all about healing for me. So we are right in the vein. You're right up my alley.
Yeah.
I'm so glad for this connection. I'm already feeling it. Like we haven't even started the interview yet, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, because some people don't get to see what we've seen as we go through the healing. So we have to really be thankful and have grace in everything, because it's people that kill themselves.
Yeah.
It's people that don't believe, they get on drugs and everything because things just went chaotic. So we're in a era to where we actually discover healing. You know, even in my book, I talk about I didn't believe there was a such thing as healing.
Wow.
Because I was raised by a broken woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so when you have broken women around you, we don't know what healing looks like.
Right.
You know, we don't know what peace look like. And the fact that I am able to say that I'm through my healing process, I'm able to share my story, and I discover what peace feels like.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And I always tell people, like, peace is worth more than money to me now. I've never known this was a thing. You know?
Absolutely.
So it's one of those things that we just have to make sure that we are pouring into people, especially in the world that we live in today, you know? Absolutely. So I'm so thankful for the connection.
Me too. Thank you, Nysa. I don't know where she's watching from. She usually be on all the platforms at once. So thank you. This is a great connection.
Thank you. So that's going to be kind of the questions I want to ask you, and then I'm going to go into how you started, what, you know, your dream of being an actor and what it felt like for you to get in Tyler Perry and was it I seen another show because I went and I'm like, how did I know this so much stuff? Vampire Diaries. So you know, because people want that, you know, everybody wants something differently, but how did you get there? And I just talked to a lady, I interviewed her show's going to air right before yours. And her book is called I Broke Out of Jail, and that's what caught my attention.
Wow. Because
she actually posted the link of her documentary on my page. And I'm like, oh, I broke out of jail. Let me read it. But she's talking about her struggles on how she was just grew up around drugs, everything, got on the streets, drug dealing, robbing people, got in a gang, went to jail. And that's when she found Christ. Wow. And now she ministers and helped the people that went through her journey. So she just
we need more people like you in the world. That's beautiful.
Yeah, she's trying to get out there. So I had sent her docuseries to some people and say, hey, I don't know if you can help her or not, but she, you know, she wants to be. So people want to have that experience. I'm gonna like ask you a little bit about that. And if we go over 30 minutes, if that's okay, that's fine.
Yeah. I don't have anything immediately.
But but you know, you have a lot of things, and congratulations and kudos to you for being able to accomplish those things.
Thank you so much. You as well.
I tell people all the time, my name is important because it took me a decade. I had to fight for my name back.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, having to fight to say, hey, I'm innocent, I didn't do anything, you know, and lose so much?
That's insane.
And so certain things, that, because of our journeys that we live in, is important to us. And when you got to your goal to say, oh my God, I'm in a Tyler Perry movie, how would that feel? And look, I send Tyler Perry a copy of my books. I never get a response, but I said one day he's going to be sick of me.
Right. That's what I say all the time. Prepare to be sick of me.
Prepare to be sick of me. Even Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey, I don't know him, but he was a big part of my entrepreneur journey. I read his book Jump, and I went in and quit my job.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I've been an entrepreneur the whole time. So even in my office,
that is not easy. So I feel you on that one.
Yeah, like I was scared. But as I was reading his book, and I said, you know, I gotta jump, I gotta go for it. You know, so he don't even know me, but his book, that book, touched me in a way that I just went out and just went and quit my job.
That's amazing. And that's the beautiful part about it is you just don't know how many people you're touching with sharing your own story. Just like anyone who shared their story that inspired you, you're doing the same for other people now. So that's why I said we need more people like this in the world. The world would be such a better place if that was the case, because it's so easy to just sink into your own misery and not be thinking about others and how can I be what I needed at that time for them. So this is beautiful. I love it.
Yes. So I'm gonna pull you out. We're gonna get the introduction done. Okay. We can do live. And I think I wouldn't have to re-record. So let me see. Well,
up to you. Let me see.
Let's record.
No, I'm
let
not
me see with the program. We can record and then we can do something.
Okay.
But I'm gonna pull you out and I'm gonna bring you back in after the intro. Okay.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm gonna run and grab my flyer while she's doing that. In this house left somewhere. Okay. All right, I got it. I just wanted to have the cities listed in front of me this time because I was not.
It's time for Real Talk with Iris, with your host Iris Wright.
This is gonna be a
The
good
talk
show, y'all.
show
Can you already
dedicated
tell
to
we haven't
making
even
our
started yet?
communities better, building relationships, networking, and supporting small businesses. Join us every week as we discuss new and creative ideas to improve our neighborhoods and communities. This is your chance to get motivated, inspired, and encouraged.
All right, you guys
So
are watching
let's
live
get set for
behind the
another amazing
scenes,
episode
another
of Real Talk
interview
with Iris with
for the
your
9
host,
Lives
Iris
World
Wright.
Tour. This is Real Talk with Iris. All right, this is gonna be good.
Hey, everybody. We are here for another episode of Real Talk with Iris, and guys, you know I have a special guest. All right, so I'm going to bring Miss Webb up to the floor. Let her introduce herself. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm excited about this interview. It's gonna be a good one.
Yourself first to the audience.
So, hey everybody, my name is Vitel. For those who don't know me, I am an actress, model, entertainer, founder of Us 3 Productions, published author, public speaker, mother, and all-around serial entrepreneur. That is me. Pretty much sums it up. That's the Cliff Notes version.
I want to ask you a question before we get into your story and your journey, because you have stated serial entrepreneur. So a lot of people always ask me, because I'm a serial entrepreneur. What do you mean? What do you mean by a serial entrepreneur? So tell a little bit of what that means to you.
So, unlike a serial killer, we are bringing life into the world in many avenues of the serialness. Okay, so it's real serious. But no, I have multiple businesses that I've started. Some of them I have shut down if they don't necessarily line up with my calling and purpose. You know, some you kind of start just to make the money, and then you realize, you know, let me just close this one down. So, but I still have kept some of them if they align with the movement and what's going on. And so I have my production company, I have an Airbnb business. It's a lot of things. The public speaking and the actress side is two different businesses in itself. But yeah, I have a tendency to want to just create. As long as it's making the world a better place at this point, then I'm all for it. But I don't plan on taking on anything else though at this point.
Yes, awesome. Tell the audience a little bit about your story.
Okay.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
Man, it's hard to know where to start with this because there's a lot of parts to it. But I've been acting pretty much my entire life since childhood, and went full time in 2009. I left the day job, not necessarily by choice, but I knew that I was supposed to. I knew that I needed to. I knew that I was being called to, and sometimes you just have to get forced into something before you actually take that leap of faith. So I was fired from multiple jobs. And when I was fired from the last one for being too pretty and was told that I'm going to have to pursue a career in entertainment because that's the only thing I'm going to be able to do, I was like, you know what? That's my cue. I'm going for this full time and I'm not looking back. So I have been full time since 2009. And what is that? More than 15 years now. Gosh, this time is just flying by. But I started a nonprofit, Feed the Homeless tour, in which I not just fed the homeless, but we help people literally to get back on their feet, just really diving deep into what it is they needed to rehabilitate themselves. And so we helped people get off the streets and provided whatever it was, connections and food, clothing, shelter, whatever. And I went from that to deciding to kind of tie my career as an actress together with my humanitarian side. I put those two together, and that's how we got S3 Productions, because with my shows and my books and everything that I share with the world, I'm sharing my own personal testimony, but it's resonating with people who have experienced these things. And the whole purpose of it is to help others to heal, to help break generational curses. And so that's really who I am deep down inside. It took me a minute to get to that point where that's what I'm walking in now full time. And and that's where we are. It's all about healing. It's all about the next generation. That's who I am.
I love it. I really do. And, I want you to go in and tell people, like, you've been through homelessness and all different types of things. And sometimes when we're going through our hardships, we think that we're the only person going through those things. And then when we start to heal, we discover that other people are actually going through this. Yes. And, and how did you overcome some of those hardships that you have been through?
Yeah, I mean, like what you said, just knowing that other people are going through it and that you are not alone. Like when we're not talking about it, we just automatically assume we're alone because nobody else can relate, because nobody else knows. But once you start to really speak out, once I published the book, once I started doing the shows and going on tour, it just still amazes me to this day how many people can relate, sometimes even to the stuff that is very specific and surprising that someone had gone through this exact thing, let alone just that it resonates and it's similar to what they've gone through. But just to know that you're not alone, like that really helps you get through it. And you can't get to that point unless you start to open your mouth and speak on it. And sometimes that's not necessarily publicly like I'm doing, like you're doing, but sometimes that's with the therapist, like just sharing that information with someone just to know that you're not alone, because we are interactive species, as humans are. So, it's important that we do that and that we don't hesitate to share our testimonies, because you never know who it's going to help. So
I agree with you 100%. It was a process of going through healing. Even for me, it took me over 20 years, honestly.
Yeah.
So I've always talked about being in survival mode. And, what is your experience with you being in survival mode? Because going through those hardships that you have been through, you have at some point been there in survival mode saying, hey, I need to this is where I need to go. And you're trying everything in your body to get there. What was your experience? And then how was it coming out of it?
Well, I always say that healing is a constant journey. I think one of the reasons why it's so difficult for people to heal is because they think that there's a specific mark that you have to get to in order to say, I'm healed now. That is not the case. As long as we're alive, it's a constant healing journey. And even once we've healed from one thing, or we've overcome, triggers and everything from one thing, then there's something else. As long as we're alive, life is going to keep lifing. So we have to embrace the journey of healing and understand that, not to set a specific goal to say, this is what my healing is going to look like, because it's never what you think it's going to look like, So just embracing that process, understanding that it's constant and consistent, and that you just keep getting better every day. So every day that you wake up and you're allowed to live, then here we are. I got another chance to keep getting better. So when you do it like that, then it's a little bit easier to give yourself grace. No, I might not be perfect tomorrow in these set areas, but I'm going to keep getting better in those areas. And I'm going to give myself grace for where I fall short. So that is just a constant thing. And then I think there was a part 2 to that question. Please remind me, because got off on a tangent.
As you was coming through your healing, your survival mode coming out of it.
Oh, the survival mode part.
How was that? I always look at survival mode, and I do a lot of talking about it. Everybody's journey is different. I want to just let the audience know as well. But when I was in survival mode, I had a lot going on. So my audience, that I'm an injustice survivor. And, facing 20 years incarceration for a crime I didn't commit at a precious age of 18, I didn't know how to fight back or anything. I had to kind of learn really, really quick. But then I still had to live life. So I still had to work. I still had to do so many things. Yeah. I had took my work, and that was my safe place. So that's where I could pretend to be somebody.
Yeah.
I knew at home. Now I'm in reality again. I have to go and do this. So it was always about getting that bag, like this next paycheck, working overtime here. How can you work all these many hours? You know, that was I poured everything into it. So it kind of took things away from me in a sense, because now there's certain other social things that I may not understand or know how to do, because that was work.
Right.
That was a place.
And
it seemed like, hey, I'm trying to get these bills paid. I'm trying to get this money. I'm trying to make sure this is happening. But I learned that the more I worked and the more I dived into it, I wasn't getting anywhere.
Right.
And it was coming out of survival mode now. Oh, you know, it's like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
So now I can breathe. Now I can think, and I can use the tools in front of me. I'm still getting the bag, but now it's easier to get that bag, and I can save a little money here, and I can do this now. And I still can be able to do the things that I want and be with my family. That's what the survival mode meant for me. And all of us have our own destination that we're trying to get to. So as you were coming out of that and said, okay, now I can breathe a little bit. What was that like for you?
So, that was the second part of the question that I was trying to kind of recap. So, it's just like, I'm sorry, there is something going on outside of my door right now that's really distracting me. And I'm like, if somebody comes up in here, y'all gonna see the real live footage. But I don't know what that is outside my door. But so that in itself, I feel like is a process as well, because it's a mindset, and it's a mindset that at some point you have to shift from surviving to thriving. And I think because it is a mindset that so many of us have, especially when we're given these situations that we have to survive through, if we're in that mindset for so many years, it might take so many years to get out of it too. So even though I have transitioned from surviving to thriving, there still may be moments where I'm finding myself in survival mode, and I have to recognize that and catch myself and say, you know what, I'm starting to show that survival instinct instead of the thriving instinct, which is a big difference. So I definitely can relate to that. I have been there in so many instances, and in some cases it's a good thing, because I'll give you an example. Like just this past week ago, I was in a car accident, and I thank God that I have the ability, because of all the traumas that I've been through, to turn on that survival instinct to do what needs to be done in order to get to where I'm needing to go. So I was able to do that in that instance, and every other emergency situation I've ever experienced in life. Like that was something new for me. I'd never been in like a serious car accident before prior to then, but that survival instinct that's in there caused me to handle it. But like you said, when you're in that survival mode and you're handling it, you're not always getting a chance to deal with things in a healthy way. And so I found myself in that this past week. I had a show coming up. I had a birthday party to get to, that it's my birthday, so I got to be there. It was all these things, and I just was knocking it out. So even though I've gone from survival mode to thriving now, I was in survival mode this past week. But, given that I felt I had no choice at that moment, you have to survive. But I also had to recognize as the thriver that I now am, that, this is where I'm at. I'm not resting. I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating. I'm not doing the things that I need to do to take care of me. And I need to recognize that and come out of survival mode now. Like, we made it. We're here. The show is complete. My car is getting worked on. The things are happening. Now let me pull back and make sure I'm in thriving mode, because the mindset of being in survival mode, it puts you in, I want to compare it to like a poverty mindset. Like, in order for you to grow and thrive and flourish in your finances, in your personal life, in everything, in every area of your life, you have to shift your mind to receiving that. And so if you're constantly in a state of, I don't have, I need this, I don't, all the negative, then that's what you're going to get more of. So that plays a big part in that survival mode as well. It's all a mindset.
I agree. I want to ask you, so after overcoming your situations, you're acting, you're getting, you know, phone calls and everything. How was that phone call from Tyler Perry being like, or his team, most likely having that spot, or even in Vampire Diaries, right?
Mm-hmm.
How was that for you? Did you feel like, okay, now this is a goal of mine to get out that door? Because some people want to get to certain places, but they're not sure how to get there. And when they get there, do they even know how they're going to react, if they're going to be able to be prepared for this, right? So how was that when you first started really seeing your acting take off?
Well, that's a good question, because I don't think the shift has really happened until now. It didn't happen with that. So basically, I was acting like straight out of high school and going through college, and I was always acting and always doing the things. So I had no desire to be famous or be in certain, you know, I just wanted to act and do what I knew what I was gifted in. And so I was always doing that. So just able to do it, you know, is fulfilling enough. I didn't really get that, oh my gosh, I finally did it. You know, I moved when I was leaving Kentucky, the area I lived in at the time. I was working in all the surrounding cities. I had to travel all the time because there wasn't as much work right in Kentucky. So I was working in all those areas. I was getting big lead roles. You know, I was kind of taking over the market because I didn't really have much competition in that area, you know, at that time. So I had to think bigger and go farther. And I wanted to either go to LA or Atlanta. And one of the reasons I chose Atlanta is because of what Tyler Perry was doing, and being that he was an inspiration to me to go from homeless to where he is now. And, you know, all of that, I definitely knew that I wanted to work with him. So that's why I moved to Atlanta. And I was in Atlanta about 2 months before I got in, you know, as an extra, trying to, you know, just get my foot in the door. So it wasn't really a aha moment, I guess. It just was like, I'm doing this, I've been doing this, I'm still doing this, you know. I'm not new to this, I'm true to this, you know. It was just that. And it, you know, it feels good to constantly be doing that. I think the biggest fulfillment is happening now with the 9Lives World Tour. I worked with Tyler Perry. I felt like, check that off my list, keep it moving. I don't feel like, I'm trying to figure out how to say this because I don't want to throw any shade on anybody, but of all the people that I've worked with, no one is doing what Us Three Productions is doing. And no one is even at the level that Us Three Productions is doing. So I had to start focusing on something that nobody else could see at the time that I decided to start focus on it. But God was showing me what it's going to be. And so I had to choose to believe in that even more than Tyler Perry and all of the things that I can see. So when that shift happened, and now walking in that full time, that has been a struggle. And now I'm starting to see that come to exactly what I saw before. Like, I'm starting to see that come into the reality that we are in right now. So now I'm starting to feel that feeling that you're talking about is happening right now because of this show and what Us Three Productions is doing. Yeah.
I think it's a different thing no matter if you have had roles or connect to celebrity or connect to a certain person. When you're building something, your purpose yourself, I always tell people it's just different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you have this reward that you've been looking for. So like this something like, okay, now I have it.
Right.
And the sense of being proud of what you're doing and the change that you're making. So as we are going through that, I want you to talk a little bit more about your why and your purpose around your show. Like, tell me a little bit more. Like, what are people looking for when they go? Like, when they get the tickets and go, what do you want to see come out of that? Because that's the moments that, oh my God, I did it, right?
Yeah.
So what are we gonna experience?
Man, so Lord, I don't even know where to start. So we are on a 9-city tour right now. We just finished up. Well, technically, this is actually the 4th city. One of the cities we did 2 shows. So it's the 5th show, 4th city, that we just finished up. So when I tell you everything that I want to see, I'm seeing it, but I keep getting more and more excited to see it on the next level. So this show is a one-woman show. I'm just going to dial back a little bit for those of you who have no idea what 9Lives is. Okay. So this is a one-woman show. You can see all these different characters here. I play all those different characters. It is a show about healing from trauma. I tell my own testimony through all of these different characters in order to help people heal. So everything that I've been through, from homelessness, domestic violence, human trafficking, suicidal ideation, depression, all of the things, I use those characters to talk about. So people ask, is it a movie? Is it a play? Well, it's actually both. It is a movie and it's also a live performance. It's also a dance. It's also a concert. It's everything. And that's the thing about Us 3 Productions. We mix all the things together to make it an Us 3 Productions experience. So when asked what to expect, I always say, expect the unexpected, because I myself, as the director and acting in it, and even my team can tell you this, we come in thinking we know what to expect because we know the show, right? But then God always shows up and does the unexpected that we, I don't want to say we was not ready, but we, like we were ready, but then when it's happening, it's like, whoa, this is it right here. So lives are always changed. People are healed. Deliverance takes place. This last show we did an altar call. It was completely different than any other show. It's a lot, but the most important thing you can expect is that healing is going to happen in the room. And I get excited about it every time because I don't know what to expect. But, we're halfway through this tour. I really can't even believe it. We just finished up in Atlanta. We did Raleigh, Birmingham, and Orlando. And so now coming up, we have Washington, D.C. on April 5th. We have Houston, Texas on April 26th. May 10th is Nashville, Tennessee. June 7th is Boston, Massachusetts. And June 28th is Bowling Green, Kentucky. So it's not over until June. Which is a little overwhelming for me to think about, but we're doing it and there's no stopping now. We've made it. I feel like we've made it through the hump because we're about halfway there, and we got this from here.
Yes, congratulations. It's amazing, just able to flourish, taking your pain and turn it into your purpose.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? I always tell my audience, what broke me is now my purpose.
Absolutely.
So I was able to do that and to help more people.
Mm-hmm.
The more you grow, the more of an impact that you're trying to make in our lives. And our people that's coming in back of us are women, right?
Right. Exactly.
You touch base that you have been through human trafficking, and that's a major thing in our country of going through that process. What was that like getting through that, your healing process? You had a lot of stages where, oh my God, how am I going to get through it?
Right.
And we have a lady, she's in one of my books, and she's also a human trafficking survivor. And she's still going through things this day, and she had moved because in where she lived at, when the trafficker got caught, she was also arrested for felony prostitution. So in some states, they actually arrest the women as well. So she's fighting to have that lifted and that change. And so I couldn't imagine having to come out of it. I'm safe now. And now I have to fight the judiciary system.
Right.
So how was your, that experience for you coming out of it? Because I don't want you to relive it. I just want you to Yeah.
So I do speak on it pretty vaguely in interviews, just because, we want people to come see the show. We don't want to give too much away, but I do talk about it in more detail in the show. Thankfully, I did not have to fight the system in that area of my life anyway. I definitely have experience with fighting the system, but not there. I commend the lady that you're speaking on to have to gone through that. That's I can only imagine something that was forced up on you, and then now you're having to pay for it as if you just chose this life. So it's definitely something that requires a lot of healing. Thankfully for me, it was a smaller portion of my life. It wasn't multiple years. But I guess just like any trauma, you can't really compare, one trauma to the next, or say, well, you were in it longer, you were in it, all these, there's really no levels to this. It's all traumatic. It all requires healing. But yeah, that process. And then the fact, I guess for me, my predator was not caught. And so he's still out there probably living, probably watching my interviews. Who knows? Like, there's always that lingering feeling. But, you just do what you got to do and you keep pressing through it. And that healing process was just like every other healing process, between therapy and, group counseling, recognizing that there are other people who are going through this, who have gone through this and similar things, and some that you might consider even worse than what you went through. There's all those things to consider, but just allowing yourself grace to heal, like that's, I don't know, it's just such an important space. And like you said, it's different for everybody. So it's hard to really say, this is how you do it, but I'm trying to demonstrate, by living it out loud, and just speaking on it is so important, because that is one of those things that you don't realize is going on right up under your nose, like literally in your own backyard. My predator was a next door neighbor. It's often people who have families and children and seem very normal to everyone, that are doing these things and getting away with it. So it's so important that we talk about it, that we bring attention to it, not just for the people who need to get through it and to heal from those things that have experienced it, but also from the people who have no idea. They're completely ignorant on this world. There's a whole nother world going on behind the scenes that is human trafficking, and to be able to recognize it, to be able to help someone. If you see someone in need, we see the airport signs up all the time now that kind of are bringing more attention to that. So that's a great step forward, but there's still so much work that needs to be done. And it's definitely going to start with us sharing our own personal experiences.
Yes, I agree with you. Man, I'm telling you, like when I was reading everything, I said, oh my, so it's a blessing to just connect with other women. And, I have a movie called Her Story, Her Power, because we never know what we went through.
Absolutely.
What we've been through, or what we're overcoming. And for me, that's a big help to say, especially in business. Mm-hmm. Now I know a little bit about her. So now I know how to speak to her. Yeah. I know how to respect her, and maybe we can even do some things together because I know certain things, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. I feel like it's a huge connector when we're out here. I love collaborations. Yeah, I'm a collaborating queen.
Me too. I've already been telling my assistant behind the scenes, like, make sure we follow up with her, because yes.
I'm a collaborating queen. I just believe that we are better together than we are apart. Yes. And once we get it, and those women that do get it, we're going to thrive together. Yes, and sometimes we have to see it, and then more people are like, oh, okay. Yeah. That's, we're one of those type of people, like, wait, we got to go see this, because we were always thinking that we have to compete against one another. Mm-hmm.
True.
And we really do not.
There's enough sun to shine on everybody.
Yeah, that's what I love about entrepreneurship, because I was able to make it have so many meaningful. Trust was a major thing for me. And I'm sure with you, it's like trust is a major thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And being able to say, okay, I'm going to open myself up. Mm-hmm. That's another conversation. So what was that like for you? Because it was kind of scary for me, but I knew in order for me to walk in my purpose, in order for me to build my business, I had to be able to trust and be open.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So how was that process for you?
Like you said, a whole process. I feel like everything you've asked tonight is definitely, all I can say is it's a process. Like it's not, I don't feel like I'm in a place where I fully 100% trust people. Like absolutely not. But in order to just even delegate, like you said, just to grow my team and delegate responsibilities, I'm still learning to operate in that, because as I give more responsibilities to other people, I have to trust to take it from myself and say they're going to do it just as good, if not better, and they've got it too. So That is not an easy task. And especially like if you do it and then you're let down, then you're like, see, that's why I don't, like you start pulling back again. So it's a process. And I don't honestly believe that we should ever be just fully, the Bible says to guard your heart. So I think that that's very important too. So just finding a balance in knowing when to trust, how much to trust, like giving a little bit here and there, in order to still protect yourself, but also not be so guarded that you're not getting anywhere in life. So that's a whole individual journey as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you. We still have that, to have that guard up some.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
And and sometimes we can't open up to certain people. Like, with me, I have red flags.
Mm-hmm.
And I see some of them red flags. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna stay away from over there.
Right.
Like
right.
we should go there. But just the process of opening up, because I was like stayed real cut niche family as we were coming out of entrepreneurship. Wouldn't really befriending anyone. Just thought that if I connect with people, I don't know what they could say, damage. And even with my name, even being, on social media and entrepreneurship and being in publications and stuff, it always, at the beginning, I was so nervous.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God, what is going to happen? What if, I had all these what ifs, right?
Right.
And it's at some point I had to say, whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to be able to have some type of comfort that these things are out here and how I'm going to fix it.
Right.
And when you get to situations where you can't fix it by yourself, that's where I get a little stumbled at. I'm like, I can't fix it? Like, what am I going to do? Like, I have to depend on somebody else to make this right.
Exactly.
So, and that comes with the territory sometime when we're collaborating and doing business with people, I want to ask, because I know you already told us where your tour is going and all that kind of good stuff. So, couple questions before I go into wanting you to tell where people can buy tickets and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. If you have a woman who she resembles you, what advice would you give her? What advice would you tell her? I always like to ask women these questions.
Okay, let me see how I'm gonna word this. Because in resembles, you don't mean physical characteristics. You mean, as in my life, relates and resonates with my life, correct?
Yeah, like if you meet somebody that has been through homelessness, human trafficking, so much, and now that you have on the other side of your healing, and she's coming through it, what advice would you give her?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it helps to use my testimony to help other people, but I can't always advise everyone of that because that's not for everybody. But I do believe that God will never put more on us than we can bear. And if he has allowed certain things in our life, then it is for a reason. And so it's important to find out what that reason is for you. That's going to be different for everybody. A lot of times it is sharing your testimony to help the next person. It could just be your neighbor. It might not be hundreds of thousands of people. You just never know. And that's going to look different for everyone else. But my biggest advice would be to just get one-on-one with God and try to understand, like, why has this happened? Why am I in this position? I like to say that nothing happens to me. Everything happens for me. Because I've come to a place that I understand that everything happens for a reason. There's no coincidences. So wherever I am in life, even in places that it seems like a bad thing, I was in jail at one point, and I'm in here trying to figure out which one of these women can I minister to, because I understand that I'm here for a reason and that God is entrusting me with this responsibility that is my life. So whatever your life looks like, embrace what it is and find out what you can get out of it and how you can make the most of it. It could be to help other people. A lot of times our life is for other people, but sometimes it's for you. Sometimes it's for your children. Sometimes it's for the next generation. Whatever it is for you, you've got to get along with God to find out what that is and just trust the process at the end of the day. Don't feel defeated. Don't feel like, woe is me. This is, my life was worthless or useless. Like nothing. It's never in vain if you make the most out of it. So that would be my advice.
I agree. And what advice would you give your younger self? If you could see your younger self, what advice would you give her after going through all of this? What advice would you give her?
Man, I just be like, hang on in there, girl. It's gonna be worth it. You're gonna get there. Like, that's a funny question though, because like, well, not a funny question, but it's interesting because whenever people ask me that, I recall a time as my younger self where I literally was talking to my older self. So that's a whole nother movie coming, but but yeah, you know, we often think about when the older self talks to the younger self, but even when I was my younger self, I was talking to my older self to get through this and to get to where she is, which is where I am now. So it's just one big time loop, and you know, we're helping each other here.
I agree. I want to give you some time because I want people to get out here. She's on tour. Tell them where you're going next and how can they purchase tickets.
Yes. So next stop is Washington, D.C., and then Houston, Nashville, Boston, and Bowling Green, Kentucky are all the upcoming cities. Some of them still have some early bird specials available because we're going all the way till June. But make sure you guys go get your tickets on Eventbrite. That's the 9Lives World Tour is on eventbrite.com. Another easy way to find it is by going to vitel.net. You see right here how my name is spelled, VITELLE.net is where you're going to find how to connect with me on all your social media, as well as where to find tickets, get a copy of my book, I Am a Poetic Ensemble. And lastly, you can text. If you really want to stay in touch, you can text me at 770-626-5075. That's it.
Guys, you heard from Mrs. Vitel Webb today. So 9Lives tour. So if you are able, go out there, get on that tour. Only God knows what blessings you're going to have from going to there. Sometimes God has something for us. Guys, you already know your girl, Dr. Iris Wright on Real Talk with Iris. If you want to be a guest on our show, you can go to Real Talk with Iris.online or realtalkwithiris.com. Guys, if you encounter anybody, we're going through so much right now, and you encounter their energy that they just need a hug, please, guys, just give them a hug. Let them know that God loves them. Until next time, have a great day.
Thanks for tuning into Real Talk with Iris, with your host, Iris Wright. The talk show dedicated to making our communities better, building relationships, networking, and supporting small businesses. Join us next week as we discuss new and creative ideas to improve our neighborhoods and communities. We hope you are motivated, inspired, and encouraged with today's segment. So until next time, make today great from your friends at Real Talk with Iris and your host, Iris Wright.
Lord have mercy. I know better than to ever let my guard down for even a second. Okay, I had to step away for a second. I'm like, Atlanta, play too much. Like, I swear it's somebody right outside my window finna get on live camera.
Somebody out there?
Yeah, well, I just went, ain't nobody out there now, but even the dog started barking and stuff. That's why I'm like, okay, it's too much going on during my interview. Like, I'm trying to stay focused, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna go live a little bit just so you can introduce yourself and tell about the tour, okay?
Okay.
And then I think she sent me a flyer, so I'm gonna advertise that flyer as well. And then I think she sent me, if she hasn't, asked her to send me the tickets and everything, the links. So when I put the show out, I can actually make sure that all the links are attached to it.
Okay. Yeah, she should have all that in an email.
Let me see.
Okay, so what are we doing right now? Because I only got till 2 actually.
Oh, hold on a minute.
Okay.
Oh, we don't have to. Yeah, we don't have to do. I'm gonna just go and do a live. Introduce yourself. Talk about the 9Lives tour.
Okay, just like a summary kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So give me a second.
All right. Yep. Yeah, she said it's in the email. She's behind the scenes right now.
Okay.
At first I'm thinking it's like a squirrel or something rustling around, so I just was ignoring it. But then I seen somebody. I'm like, hold on. Then the dog started barking.
All right, I'm gonna go live now, and it just will be a few minutes. And hold on, I can take this out. I don't need that. Let's see. Hi, everybody. So I wanted to go live a little bit on my page. I have the amazing Battelle Webb, and I want her to introduce herself, and I also want you guys to know about her tour that's coming up, guys. So this tour is going to be very inspirational. So I just wanted you guys to hear it, and if you're in those areas, to get your tickets. So
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, so hey everybody, my name is Battelle. I am an actress, model, entertainer, founder, and CEO of Us 3 Productions. We are on tour right now with this show called 9Lives. The 9Lives World Tour is going down right now at 2025. We just finished up in Orlando, Birmingham, Raleigh, and Atlanta, Georgia. So now we are off to Washington, D.C. next, then Houston, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, Boston, and Bowling Green, Kentucky. So if you are in one of those cities, you definitely need to come and check this show out. It is a one-woman show all about healing from trauma. I tell my own personal story of how I overcame things like depression, suicidal ideation, homelessness, human trafficking, domestic violence, divorce, you name it. I have experienced a lot of things that a lot of people can resonate with. And so with this show, me and my team are traveling to 9 different cities and taking requests all around the world. This thing is going completely viral and completely insane. It's just helping so many people, and I'm so excited to just be a vessel to bring this show to you guys. So if you're interested in finding out more, I want to encourage you to go to vitelle.net. That's VITELLE.net and find out more about it and get tickets and information, and everything you need is located right there.
That's awesome, guys. So, guys, you want to get your tickets. If you're catching this on the replay, #replay, because I know people are working. But I wanted to get on. This is going to be an amazing, you're going to have an amazing experience at this 9Lives tour. So, the next one, DMV area, DC. So, April 5th, get your tickets. I will be posting on my page so you can know where to get your tickets as well. And you can connect with Battelle if you have any more questions. Guys, thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Take this off.
Yeah, she went. Okay.
Thank you so much,
no
Queen.
problem.
It was so nice meeting you.
They were saying they were trying to find you on Facebook too. So what's your Facebook where that was just live at?
Dr. Iris Wright. I think I see her, Shepherd.
Yeah. So
Dr. Iris Wright.
So the show that we just did is going to be on the YouTube and all that stuff, and then.
Yep. So I have my own network, so it will go out. Fire TV, Amazon TV. We have our own app called Real Talk with Iris. Cool. So we're Android and Apple, and then it goes over to the radio, and then they will send it over to all my podcast networks, and then it'll hit YouTube.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
All right. So it'll go through several different networks, so you might see different flyers coming out as we're circulating all the shows around.
Awesome. Well, yeah, send us anything that comes out. We'll take snippets and clip links and add to my stories and all that good stuff.
All right. Thank you.
What city are you in again? Did you say Virginia?
Yeah, I'm in Virginia, and I'm going to see if I can get over to D.C. on April 5th.
I was trying to determine in my head which one is the closest to you, but I think it is going to be D.C.
Yeah, D.C. is the closest. I'm going. I have to go at the end of the month, I know, for the altar ball, but
okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to see, because I know I have a photo shoot or something on the 4th.
Okay.
But this sounds interesting.
Yeah, and I don't know if she mentioned, but we give 2 free tickets to everyone that we do interviews with. So you get 2 free tickets automatically. So definitely hope you can come out. And we'll follow up with you by email to make sure you have everything you need.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate you for taking time out of your day today. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's so nice to meet you. And thank you for sharing your story as well. And continue to do that because, yeah, that definitely inspired me. And everybody watching behind the scenes was like, yeah, this give me chills. That's such an incredible story. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye. All right, y'all. I got my nerves bad on the live show. Lord. Okay, time to talk to folks behind the scenes. Let me move some of this stuff out the way real quick. Let me see. I don't need this anymore, so I'm going to put y'all over here on the TikTok. What's up, TikTok? Okay, and then, oh, wait. Hold on. That's not what I'm trying to do. Y'all to see how I done moved this furniture around in this Airbnb. I just made it my own. I'm going to put everything back because I got photographic memories, so, you know. I'm gonna put it all back, but yeah, I was definitely oh, that's because that's where the camera is. So let me move y'all over here. The live streaming everywhere else, people. Bear with me, guys. All right, here we go. All right, there's that, and then there is that, so that way I can look in the same direction at all of y'all at the same time. Because yeah, I was trying to kill multiple birds with one stone. Y'all know how I do, so I wanted to also talk to you guys about how 9Lives Atlanta went while we're here, okay? So y'all let me know that you're still watching behind the scenes, where you tuning in from. We have production meetings tonight and stuff, so I gotta start getting myself ready for all of the things soon. But in the meantime, I wanted to talk to y'all about the Atlanta show and how it went, okay? What's up? Is that Aquarius Love? I don't recognize the name, but I see the picture and it looks like Coach K to me. It looks like it's Coach K. Is that you? What y'all think of that interview, y'all? Aside from the fact that I was about to literally get buck wild, because that's the name of my weapon, Buck. It's about to get buck wild over here. Like, 2 great interviews in one day. Yes, we have had a day for sure. So I wanted to just talk to people about the show, but I want to see who all's on here, because if it makes more sense to go live later, like after our meeting or something. Let's see, I don't think I have the chat thing in here. Where are the comments at on this live? Was acting up actually. Oh, okay, I see it. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I didn't see my live feed on there. Hey Shasha. I didn't see the yes, Joyce, you ain't lying. Look, I'm just now looking at all the oh, TY was on here. I don't know who's still on here. Let me know, because I see Samaj. Okay, DeMario. Cake Man. When you see me, you see him. Okay. Mama Peltz tried to make the Atlanta. I love you too. Yeah, a lot of folks couldn't make it. Hey, Sephora Lee. That's one of our vendors from Orlando. Oh, wait. Sephora Lee. That's who I need to be shouting out. I got the stuff to shout her out. Y'all, I need to shout her out real quick. Hold on. Because let me make sure. No, that's not the right one. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to shout her out anyway. We're going to shout this person out later. We got to get that together nicer, because I have some stuff over here that I haven't had a chance to shout out. Vendors, people who have sent me stuff in the mail, all of this stuff is just like laying out right now, because I plan on going live and sharing all this stuff, but I don't know if I should. I know you are. Listen, I don't know if I should do it right now or if I should just keep my setup going and then hop back on here later, so that the people who have been watching aren't on here for 2 hours straight, because that was an hour-long interview. So what you think, Nysa? What's your opinion? Because I got some time. If I jump off now and handle some other things, then I can always get back on either before our meeting or after. Okay, go live. What? You ain't go live. I don't understand. I'm trying to translate your text in here. Good thing you ain't go live. What? That cake? Go take care of what you gotta do. Okay, that's what I was thinking too. Cause yeah, what time is it anyway? Folks are still at work. Yeah, it's 2:05. So the evening audience is always bigger on here. So, oh, it just registered. I'm not about to. Okay, yeah. Sometimes sometimes I laugh, but it's best for me not to let the words come out of my mouth. I think when I come back on live later, since I'm not actually doing an interview, I might have my shirt on that says, my mouth doesn't say it. My face definitely will. So yeah, so I'm gonna go back live later. Jeez, I can't. Yeah. So we're gonna come back live later. We're gonna shout out vendors. We're gonna talk about the Atlanta show. We're gonna thank everybody. But yeah, I forget real people in the world have to work. So people are at work right now, and I'm trying to keep it demure. I'm done. Nice. You have me laughing too hard. So yeah, so I'm gonna go back live later. Let's see. Our meeting is at 7. So I'll probably go live around 6ish. If y'all don't see me go live at 6, then it'll be after our meeting. So it'll be more like 9 p.m. So it might end up being the 9 p.m. because that's when most of my audience is live on here on the East Coast. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you're just tuning in for the first time, please make sure you like, subscribe, all the things. It depends on where you're watching from and which direction I point in. So wherever you see it on your screen, all around here, go ahead and connect with me. Thank you for following. I appreciate you. Like, oh, we got a lightning magnet in the house. Okay. I love it. So thank you guys so much for watching behind the scenes in this interview. So yes, when I do go live later on this evening, I will be talking specifically about the Atlanta show, telling you guys more about that. It will not be a live interview this time. I'll be just talking directly to you guys. So come on back and stay tuned. I know one thing, if you come to the live, it'll be on time for the meeting. I know, right? Exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. Whether if it's before the meeting, then they definitely gonna have to make sure we're on there. So we will time ourselves accordingly. But I gotta feel that I may wait till after the meeting and try to get us off, a little before 9 so I can go live. Get them all to come over to the live with me. So, some okay. But yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I will talk to you guys this evening at either 6 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern time. Look out for me, okay? Bye. Alrighty.